Fortunate about Brevin, and now you guys get the announcement that he will be able to play this season. Just your thoughts on what he's meant to the team and how to have him for the season.
And for us today, man, it's tough putting Brevin on IR. We know he went down with a devastating injury. It's really rough for a guy who just bounced back from a major injury. So it's tough on Brevin right now, tough on our entire team. But, that happens. That's the game that we play. It happens. Injuries happen. We have to continue to press forward while also being here to support Brev in any way that he needs us.
Aziz said he emphasized working on coverage in the offseason. Is that like something that y'all came together and decided you needed to improve? And are you seeing the improvements? It seems like they're taking shape in camp.
Aziz is a true professional. So when it comes to things that he has to improve on and work on, like he critiques his game probably more than I do. So he knows what he needs to work on, and if coverage was the thing that he sees himself working on, just a matter of him being on it every single snap, and that's my challenge to him. Can he be detailed every snap that he's out there, not have one snap where there's a miscue? But I need him to be on it every single time, and he's been working that way throughout training camp.
With someone who's played the linebacker position, when you watch a player like Jamal Hill, who's learning it late, what have you seen from him as far as his training camp practice and what he did preseason?
When it comes to Jamal's progression, I think he's done a good job. Being a former safety, moving down to the linebacker position late in college. Still, the game happened faster when you're in the box there. And he's picking up on, the nuances of getting off of blocks. That's the main thing. When you're a smaller linebacker, you play fast. I want our guys to just be fast. Don't try to go in and take guys on. Try to play quick and violent on and off blocks. He's done a great job. He made a nice play in the game this past Saturday. Play towards their sideline where he was able to punch off a block and get vertical, utilizing his speed to make a play, also on the special teams play. So Jamal, he's a fast player, and I want him to continue to play fast. And the game is starting to slow down for him, and you see him starting to make more plays because the game is slowing down for him.
What steps have you seen J.J. Taylor take forward in camp?
Say it again?
What steps have you seen J.J. Taylor take forward in camp?
Oh, J.J., man, it's always exciting to see J.J. The way he works, even back in the OTAs, J.J. was out here on these fields catching punts, doing whatever it took for him to continue to improve his game. So J.J., he's a workhorse, right? And I'm excited to work with J.J. because of his work ethic, his mindset, whatever he can do, whether that's, punt protection, catching the punts, catching kickoffs, he's willing to do it all.
What have you made of Jakob on the season so far, and what he brings?
Hey, Jakob has done a good job, and he has some familiarity with Kaylee and Pop being in New England, physical player when it comes to the run game. So he's added some versatility to our offense when can get into more two-back sets, also being in the wing sets as a tight end.
Take a few more.
Damian's had a nice progression. We wanted to take our time working him back in. I think our sports performance staff did a really nice job of progressing him in a smart manner of getting him back to where when he's back, we want to keep him back. So Damian has worked hard on the side. Him, along with Christian Harris, they've been working together on the side. So it's good to finally see them out getting reps today for the first time, and they're able to get in and do those reps and not overthink it because they've been working really hard on the side. So credit to our staff for working with those guys. EJ has continued to grow, continue to be more on the assignments, doing the techniques the way we asked him to do it. He's improved a lot, and when you see the way he played in the game, it showed up. He was able to play fast, play free. He played physical, made a nice big hit there, attacked the football. Really impressed, with the way he's transitioned and stepped up and made the plays that we asked him to make. So I see him continuing to progress. He's constantly asking questions, constantly inquiring about how he can get better. So when a guy has that mindset, he will get better. So very pleased with where EJ is. Today, what stood out to me was just a reminder of what a grind it is to play, and practice in the environment that we have. This was a grind of a practice. You get a chance to see how mentally tough guys are in this heat. It wears on you. So I felt like our guys did a great job of of straining and pushing through mentally, more so than the physical part, but mentally our guys pushed through really well. Proud of them for that.
Coach, with the Carolina Panthers coming in this weekend, with so many injuries, not only, in you all's training camp, but in other training camps around the league, what are some of the protocols that you all put in place to try to ensure that?
When you have a joint practice, the main protocol is just keeping each other safe, understanding that we're here to work together and make each other better. We're not here to get in shoving contests or fights or anything like that. That's unproductive. So, my message to Dave and his team is just we want to come out and get good work in and make sure we're getting productive work, making sure we're staying up just like we practice. So, and I think when we got teams and coaches that have the similar mindset, then you can get productive work. We've done it for the past 2 years with the Dolphins, with the Rams, and I thought we got really productive work out of that, so I expect it to be the same.
All pass rushers are different, but what do you see from Darrell Taylor and his rush style?
Darrell Taylor, he brings a speed, explosiveness off the edge. It's a little different. It's a nice little change up from Will and Daniil. So he brings that speed element, and being able to utilize him, in many different packages, not just on the edge. We'll see where we can move him around and try to use some 3-end sets if possible.
How do you like EJ's ability to play sideline to sideline in your coverage?
Who he's EJ. Well, EJ, again, that's what I really like about him. For us and our defensive scheme, and what I think sets us apart is that Will linebacker is a very important piece. And we have a fast, explosive, dynamic playmaker who can play sideline to sideline, can play really well in the space, make those tough tackles out in space. That's what really gets our defense to have an edge. So, with Christian, EJ, we got some really good guys at that Will linebacker spot that can be that playmaker type for us.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Well, you good, brother?
Go ahead, y'all.
Hearing what you've seen from just your defense overall, you all are a unit that's been together for a while now. How have you seen that chemistry going and that bond between all of you?
No, we've been growing every single day. I think every day we have a great offense to go against. And I think it's just that West Virginia trip that we had a good opportunity for us to bond and grow closer and just work on our game together as a whole. So, man, we're growing, and it feels good because we're grooving. And when we make plays, that's when we get to talk in and our confidence gets built. So we're super excited, and I like where we're going.
You said that you wanted to see your dog, Christian.
Yes,
Harris,
indeed.
back on the field.
Yeah.
How was it having him back?
It was big, man. I love having C out there, and you could just see the difference that he makes, the big plays, that the speed, the athleticism that he brings to our team. It's good having C back out there. I've seen the biggest smile that I ever seen ever since he came back. So having him out there has been a blessing. It's been huge for our team, and he's only going to help us.
Talk about bonding in Greenbrier. What are some things you get to do as a team to get to know each other?
Yeah.
There that you can't really do here.
We can't go nowhere there. We ain't got no family. We really just got each other. So we sat at the dinner table. I know me and Aziz and Christian, we all sat at the dinner table until about 9 o'clock chopping it up. And it's just sitting with the tight ends and sitting with the O-line, the people that we usually don't sit with and conversate with and have those small little conversations that we have. But then also going shooting, going golfing, and doing little stuff together that we would normally do with our families, but we do it together as a team.
You said last year that you emphasized your body heading into YouTube. Was there anything that you emphasized this offseason heading into your career?
I think I kind of just maintained what I did last year. It's easy to cut weight, but the hardest thing is maintaining it and keeping it where you want to be. So I think maintaining what I had last year, obviously adding some more muscle, added some more speed in areas that I can work on has been huge. But I think maintaining was a big thing for me this offseason.
How competitive is the linebacker room? Y'all added a lot of pieces there.
Man, it only makes us better. It's competitive, and I think that's what we want. That's what we like, because it makes us better. And we have a lot of guys in there that played a lot of football, that know a lot of football, and no matter who steps on that field, we know they're going to give it their best.
The Carolina Panthers come here to joint practice. With the mentality that you all play with, that swarm mentality,
I mean, we don't play hard type of ball. I think we just know one way, and that's just swarm, and that's just how we are. Obviously, we gotta, protect our team, protect, we don't cross any lines or get anybody hurt on their side. But I think every time we step on the field as a defense, it's that swarm mentality. No matter if it's practice, joint practice, if we line up against somebody, it's that swarm mentality.
Are you looking forward to seeing him again?
Yeah, of course. I'm a dog.
I mean, the 2023 draft class is pretty pivotal for this program. When you look back at what you all have done, what type of things come to mind?
I think it really doesn't start with us. It starts with like Miko and the foundation that he's built, and we just kind of just picked up from where he set that foundation when we were here, when we first got here, and we kind of just built off of that. Obviously, we have two great leaders in CJ and Will, but obviously it's a whole piece. It's not just our draft class, but that whole piece that plays. I like what we're building.
All good?
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
So what did it take to get to the point where you are now? Post the ACL, not really participating in the spring.
Yeah.
And then come out here. What did it take to get there?
A lot of consistency. These guys here, the return to field staff, that whole training room is incredible. The strength staff, and we were 5 days a week ever since I signed here. I signed whatever it was, the 14th, 16th, and then went home, grabbed some things, came back, and I've been here ever since 5 days a week. We had July 4th week off, and that was it. So a lot of consistency, a lot of work.
What was the journey like? What were the tough moments?
There were a lot. It's very ebbs and flows, right? It's very up and down. Some days you feel good and you feel like you're making progress, and then others you're sore and you can't do anything that day. And you sit down and you're like, man, like, will I ever get back? And it takes a strong support system around you, and just a lot of mental strain. To tell yourself you're going to come back, tell yourself you will be, and luckily it's getting to the point where I'm starting to feel like I am. I don't think I'm back to 100% myself, but I feel good enough right now, and I know it'll only continue to grow.
With all that, when you sign with the Texans, obviously from the point you signed to the draft and everything, the receiver room got more crowded.
Yeah.
What is that like to just kind of observe the bodies being added as they've already brought you in? You might envision one role, but maybe it changes. And how do you think you fit in this room?
Yeah, I think this is training camps where roles, get dealt, where you go and you earn jobs. Being in year 8, you've seen just about it all at that point in time. And I think early in your career, you're more worried about that, or you're more looking at that and looking for signs and this and that. But you kind of learn not to play those mental gymnastics. And, for me, my biggest thing, obviously, all spring was to get healthy, right? Like, I can't do anything. I can't compete for a role. I can't help this offense. I can't help the special teams. I can't help this team if I'm not healthy. So, that's where all my effort, energy went up until, my first day back was the first day of camp. So, in my head, I keep reminding myself that it's 13, 14 practices in. And like I said, there's still a lot to get there, but yeah, you don't look at that. You want competition. Iron sharpens irons. Obviously, it breeds a good team. It breeds a better wide receiver room. So I really didn't look towards that. And now just coming out here every day and focusing on what I have to do, and being consistent, making the plays when they come to me, being dependable. All the things that you want to be as a receiver.
Finally have gotten to being in front of fans this weekend. What are the things that they should look at for the Texans special teams?
That's a fun battle, right? Special teams is a fun fight, and we have a lot of guys on this team who love that fight. So I think flying around, and just being physical. I think the special teams is going to tell you what kind of team One is you turn on that special teams tape, you're going to see how they build their team and what type of team they are. You know, are they finesse? Are they physical? Are they power? Do they let stuff slide that they shouldn't? So I think there's a lot of pride in our special teams room.
What's been your early impression of Nick Haley, his offense, how he uses the slot receiver?
Yeah, I think it's been awesome. You know, obviously in the spring coming in, everything was new to everybody. So learning the playbook was the main focus there. And, you know, I think we're very multiple all across the board. I think a lot of us can do a lot of different things. And, you know, it's not necessarily outside routes or big guy routes or slot routes. I think we mix that up a good amount. And, you know, I think we have the versatility in the wide receiver room to do that.
Coming into the season, what was your impression of C.J. Stroud, and how's that relationship developed over time?
Yeah, you know, obviously coming in, he's a gunslinger. You know, he can sling the rock. He's been a very, very successful QB, and obviously, you know, it's early in his career. So very impressed with him from an outside perspective, and honestly on the inside, even more impressive now. Just how he handles himself, how he commands the offense. Obviously, his arm's his arm. You know, he has a special talent, and you know he sees the field really well. So I've been extremely impressed, and he's been a very good leader for this offense.
You've been in a handful of camps. Do the Texans do things a little different, or is it about the same as most camps?
You know, I think everybody has their little differences and nuances here or there, but I think at the end of the day, it's training camp. It's hot, and it's hot. It's hard to do, and you know these guys, we kind of come together and make it a little bit easier for each other.
You grew up a Panthers fan?
I did not. I know I'm from North Carolina, but I did not grow up a Panthers fan. Thank you, guys.
What was your team?
Raleigh. Okay, I'm from Charlotte, but I live in Raleigh.
Y'all good? How are you feeling at this point in camp, the improvements, and what you think you still need to work on?
Yeah, so far in camp, I feel like it's been going good. The game's starting to slow down, hearing things out of the huddle, getting the line correctly, just being at the right depths within my route. Feel like I can continue to work on my hands within the route to shed defenders, get them off of me, not just trying to use my feet. And yeah.
Getting used to the heat yet?
Yeah. I mean, going to West Virginia kind of tricked us a little bit, and then being back out here, but it's good for us. It's only going to make us better.
Who's the better fisherman out of you, Jaylin? Which one of y'all are the better fisherman?
Me.
That's the other week.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, it's me. I know he said him. Man. That's just an ongoing thing with him. He thinks he's a better fisherman, but it's definitely me.
What about the trip to Galveston? I mean, how was that? You fishing? How did that fare?
He
caught the most fish on that trip.
He got me that day. I never had been on saltwater, so he had the advantage. You know, he's from Miami. I'm landlocked, being from Kansas City. So once I get the hang of it, he won't stand a chance.
When you look back at Campbell's offense, what characteristics about that offense do you feel like made you a better receiver?
Just them getting the ball in the playmaker's hands, allowing me to work with the ball in my hands quick, but also the decisions I had to make within my routes. A lot of similarities here, having to make decisions based on coverages. So they did a great job preparing me there.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up. How do you feel like it's kind of translated now to the NFL?
Yeah, it's helped a lot. Like I said, just making decisions within the route, having to think quick, and just having an IQ within the game, knowing what I have to do before the ball's even snapped.
How would you describe how you and Jaden's ability on offense is different? You could put one word on each.
Yeah, I would say, you said one word on each? Yeah, I'll just use multiple. One's kind of hard, but I'd say obviously he's a bigger body receiver, great at the line of scrimmage with a lot of different releases, and then being able to go up and get the ball. I feel like I'm savvy in space as well as he is, but I feel like I'm savvy in space and a deep threat that could take the top off of defense.
What's your relationship like with Hutchinson? Obviously, he was at Iowa State. Is it similar, like where he's kind of letting you know how things go here?
Yeah, that's my brother. The connection we made while I was there with him the first 2 years, my first 2 years and his last 2 years, it's really carried over to here. He's let me know some things, how things are going out here, and just our communication on the field is definitely a chemistry there.
Picked up from Christian Kirk so far, just watching him, talking to him.
Real savvy player, high IQ, knowing what moves to use within the route to create separation in a defense. And he's just an all-around great player, honestly, whether that's having a high IQ within the game, great route runner, great at the catch point, great after the catch. So anything I can learn from that guy, with him being a vet in this league, it's going to help me a lot.
Y'all went to Toronto in the offseason. What do you feel like you were able to learn from there? Whether that was about your teammates or anything?
Yeah, it was just a time for us to connect, get on the field, kind of build chemistry, and just work out certain things within routes, what we were thinking in the route and what CJ's thinking when he's throwing the ball. So just giving us time to get connected and learn more about each other.
What did you learn that you didn't potentially know about some of your teammates?
Everybody has a goofy side to them. Everybody's really cool. But for the most part, everybody loves the game of football, wants to get better each day, and everybody's curiosity within the game really pushes everybody within the receiver room, tight end room, really the whole offense to keep working. All right, thank you guys.